Story time. It's a nice little illustration about controlling the mind. Two monks are on a journey. They're walking, and they come to the bank of the river, and they're going to need to cross the river. And there's a woman there, an old woman, and she's crying. Her daughter lives on the other side of the river, and the daughter is sick. The mother wants to go and help take care of the daughter. The two monks are celibate, and part of their vows is not to come into contact with women, not to talk to women, associate with women, even look at women. This is their austerity. Celibate monks. One of the monks picks the woman up, puts her on his shoulders, and walks across the river. Both the monks go, they cross the river, but the one picked the woman up and carried her across, and then he put her down. The two monks continue on their journey. The other one says, "How could you do that? How could you do that? You touched a woman. You picked her up. You carried her across the river. How could you do that?" Doesn't say anything. They keep walking. A few minutes later, the monk starts in again. He says, I just don't understand how you can do that. How could you do that? That was a woman. You picked her up and carried her. How could you do that? Doesn't say anything. They walk across the river. They continue on their journey. Again, he starts in a few minutes later. Same thing. How could you pick a woman up like that? How could you even touch her? We're not even supposed to look at women or talk to women. You picked her up. And you carried her. So the monk says, "Yes, I picked her up and I carried her across the river. And then I put her down. You're still carrying her." This is the mind. The mind is like that. I'm spending some time with my father today. He's 96, and he needs 24-hour professional care. And his mind is thinking so many things. But he keeps coming back to when he was 9 years old, and he had an abusive stepmother, and he keeps coming back to how she destroyed his record collection. She made his life difficult, and he dwells on those things. It's the mind. So, to put it down and go on. there's a role that gets played of being the victim. You fall into that role. I am an innocent victim. Oh, the pain is too much. I was helpless in the situation. I'm a victim. We learn from the Vedic teachings that there really is no such thing as an innocent victim. There's karma. There are reactions for our actions. And the reaction may take quite a while to catch up with us, but it's inevitable. Might not see what caused the problem that we're experiencing at the present moment, because it was separated by time. Sometimes there are reactions that come from even a previous life. But they come because they're connected. When this, there's always that. If there's the head, then there's the tail. If there's the birth, then there's the death. They're connected. But without that knowledge, we just think, oh, I'm an innocent victim. And the mind is not a very good friend if it's allowed to do that. If the mind won't put it down. This is the intelligence comes. The intelligence has access to the knowledge. That these are reactions for past misdeeds. It's not some vindictive thing. It's a law of material nature. If you put your hand in the fire, it gets burned. There's no vindictiveness there. It's just how things work. The material world is like a machine. The body is like a machine. Beyond the stringent laws of material nature, there's another nature, a spiritual nature. We're meant to connect with that spiritual nature. Then we get relief from the karmic reactions. We get knowledge, detachment, and when we engage in devotional service, we become blissful and ecstatic. Otherwise, we remain in ignorance, and we are victimized. We're victimized by our minds. Worst enemy is the mind, unless it can be trained to always think of Krishna.